Thanks, Mick. It's great to be here. And even though we are challenged with COVID, civil unrest, wildfires, hurricanes, conflict in Afghanistan and Iraq, and great power competition, it's a great day to be in the United States Army because we serve with the greatest soldiers in the world, soldiers like you in the National Guard. So let me start off by saying thank you. Thank you to the entire National Guard across all the states and territories. I am so proud of everything you have done to support our hometown, our communities, and our nation. Your performance every year, and especially this year, has been phenomenal, and it's really made a difference. Right now, you have units deployed across the world. You have units responding to hurricanes, wildfires, COVID, civil unrest. It's just amazing what you're doing as I speak here this afternoon. And for COVID response, you moved quickly to where you were needed. You went into the alternate healthcare facilities and provided medical and logistics support at all critical locations throughout our communities in our states. You went to places like the Soldiers' Home in Holyoke, Massachusetts, which became critically short on staff and nurses while they were battling the spread of the virus. And you went in there with test kits, protective equipment to assist with the care of our retirees and our veterans, and you really made a difference. You went out throughout the entire country. You went to the toughest places at very difficult times. When you were needed, you were there, and you should be very proud of that because we certainly are. And if you don't remember anything else I said today, remember two things: people first and winning matters. And people first is a philosophy. And when I say people, I mean National Guard soldiers. I mean reserve soldiers. I mean our regular Army soldiers. I mean our families, our civilians, and our soldiers for life, our retirees and veterans. You know, and we must take care of our people and provide a positive command climate where everyone treats each other with dignity and respect, and that can be no more important than today. Because people are the Army's greatest strength. They're our most important weapons system. And that's why people will always be my and the Secretary's top priority. And when we talk about winning matters is an attitude. Because when we send the United States Army somewhere, when we send your unit somewhere, we're not sending you to participate. We're not sending you to try hard. We're sending you to win because there's no second place or honorable mention in combat or in the business that we are in. And we win by developing these cohesive teams that are highly trained, that are disciplined, and they're fit. And we win by doing the right things the right way, and we win through our people. You know, now is the time to transform the Army. The National Defense Strategy focuses us on great power competition. And great power competition does not have to mean great power conflict. And it won't if we remain strong. And it's really not about fighting the last fight better, something we've done extremely well over the last 20 years. It's about winning the next fight. In order to do that, we recognize that we must transform the Army now. And we can't get that transformational change we need with incremental improvements. We have a unique opportunity right now to set the Army on a course that will preserve the overmatch that we need in great power competition and to ensure we can compete and deter those who wish us harm. I would suggest that the last major transformational change in our Army took place as we came out of Vietnam in the late 70s and 80s. We changed the way we fought with the development of new doctrine called air-land battle. We developed new organizations like the Ranger Battalion, the 160th Special Operations Regiment, and some of our special missions units out of Desert One when we did not have the capability to rescue our hostages. We built our DIRT combat training centers at the National Training Center and Joint Readiness Training Center, where we're able to increase the overall readiness over the last 39 years in such a great way. We modernized our warfighting systems with the development of the Big Five, the Abrams tank, the Bradley, the Patriot, the Black Hawk, and the Patriot. And we transformed our people processes by instituting the all-volunteer force, and we developed the best NCO Corps in the world that is coveted by other militaries around the globe. And since then, we've made incremental changes to our systems. We've got alpha models, we've got new versions, but we're now reaching the limits of the technologies and designs that we developed in the 1970s. And the conditions we face, the threats we face, have changed. We recognize in the future will be contested in all 5 domains, certainly on the land as always, certainly in the air and on the sea, but also in space and in cyber. And I believe that only transformational change will build the Army that we need for the future. And we are implementing the multi-domain operations concept that's going to allow us to fight in the future where we know that we will be contested in every single domain. It includes a calibrated force posture, new organizations in this concept called convergence. And we are forming new organizations that are agile and provide options in the future. Units like the modular multi-domain task force that will provide long-range precision effects and long-range precision fires for our COCOM commanders. We're building security force assistance brigades, and both of these are already in high demand and provide unique capabilities to our combatant commanders. We now have 6 security force assistance brigades established to train, advise, and assist our military partners around the world. This includes the 54th Security Force Assistance Brigade with guardsmen across Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Georgia, and Texas. We're also developing cyber ranges in the synthetic training environment, and we remain very aggressive across our 6 modernization priorities. We have new equipment and capabilities under Army's Futures Command being developed in a way that the Army has never done before. And we're moving away from the linear processes from the industrial age. We are using collaborative processes. We're linking operations, we're linking operators, acquisitions, product designers, and scientists. And together they are generating requirements and continuously testing and experimenting to make sure that we get the best equipment for our soldiers that they deserve. And I like to call it, we're trying before we buy. These changes enable us to move at the speed of relevance. And we're transporting, I think most importantly, our industrial age personnel management system to a 21st century talent management system. And we've gotten a lot accomplished with the fielding of the Integrated Personnel and Pay System Army, as we like to call it, IPSA. And I really appreciate the National Guard taking the lead on this and making this happen in all of your states. And we're going to take the lessons that we've learned from this and apply it to the reserves and the regular Army. We've also implemented many new ways which we manage talent, and we can compete for talent. So we get the right talent into the right positions, and we retain that talent for the future. We've learned a lot in our first iteration of our Battalion Commanders Assessment Program, where we put battalion commanders through a 5-day assessment to make sure that they have the right knowledge, skills, and behavior to lead our soldiers, and we've learned a lot from that. We used to spend about 2.5 minutes at a battalion commanders board to determine who our future leaders would be. We found that was not an adequate amount of time. And so we started a new Colonel's Command Assessment Program, again, to make sure that we're putting the best leaders in charge of our soldiers. And I believe that if we get the right leaders in the most consequential positions, it'll only improve the overall capability of our Army. And there's a lot more to accomplish, like how we compete, develop, and maintain talent in our force as we transform. It's also important that we work closely